If you've been wondering how to infill in Tinkercad, here's the important thing to know right away. Tinkercad itself does not let you set infill percentages like 15% or 20% grid. That's because Tinkercad is only used to design the outer shape of your model. The actual infill is created later in your slicer software, like Cura or Bambu Studio, right before you print. So in this video, I'm going to show you the correct way to make a hollow model in Tinkercad, export it properly, and then set your infill in the slicer. If this video helps you out, please hit the like button and subscribe for more easy tutorials like this. Alright, let's jump in. First, open Tinkercad and create or load the model you want to work on. Think of your model as the shell, meaning the outer shape that you want to keep. If you want the object to be hollow in the middle, you'll need to build that hollow space manually inside Tinkercad. To do that, place your main shape on the work plane. This is the outer solid shape of your design. Then, add a smaller shape inside it. The smaller shape should match the inside area you want to remove from the model. In other words, it should be slightly smaller than the outer shape, so there is still a wall left around it. Now click on that inner shape and change it to whole using the inspector panel. This is the key step, because once the shape is set as a whole, Tinkercad treats it like a cutout instead of solid material. After that, make sure the whole shape is positioned correctly inside the outer shape. You want it centered and aligned the way you want the cavity to appear in the final print. If needed, use the Align tool so everything lines up neatly. Once both shapes are in place, select them together and press Ctrl+G or click the Group button. Grouping combines the solid outer shape with the whole shape, and Tinkercad will subtract the inner hole from the main model. That creates the hollow version of your design. This is how you effectively infill or hollow a model inside Tinkercad, even though you are not actually setting infill percentage inside the software. Now, once your model looks the way you want, the next step is to export it. Go to Export and save your design as an STL file. STL is the standard format you'll use for 3D printing, and it keeps the geometry of your model ready for the slicer. After exporting, open your slicer software, such as Cura, Bambu Studio, or another slicing program you use for your printer. Import the STL file into the slicer. This is where the real infill settings happen. In your slicer, you can choose the infill percentage you want, such as 15%, 20%, or even higher if you need a stronger print. You can also choose the infill pattern, depending on the slicer and the type of print you want. This is what actually generates the internal support structure inside the object when it is printed. If you want a lighter print, use a lower infill. If you want a stronger print, use a higher infill. Just remember that Tinkercad is for modeling the shape, and the slicer is for controlling print settings, like infill, wall count, and layer height. So if you were trying to find an infill slider inside Tinkercad, you won't find one, because that feature does not exist there. Instead, the correct workflow is to hollow your model using a whole shape in Tinkercad, export the STL, and then set the infill in your slicer before printing. That gives you full control over the final strength, weight, and material usage of your print. If you want more beginner-friendly Tinkercad and 3D printing tutorials, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And if this video helped clear things up, please like the video so more people can find it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.